Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3. What an epic fight between these two. It was one of the greatest fights I've ever seen, and that's across multiple combat sports. As far as heavyweight boxing, that was a really special moment. The heavyweight title in boxing, especially the true lineal championship, has always been just a huge accolade across all sports in general. The heavyweight champion's always been, a larger than life star, at least when they're English speaking. You look at Tyson Fury and his body of work throughout his career, fantastic. Him and Wilder go at it a third time. Fury starts getting jabbed nicely by Wilder in that first round. Granted, Wilder was throwing a lot on his punches for, the early parts of the fight. Really every punch, though. He's always throwing a ton of pop behind it. Was kind of concerned about the gas tank. Fury drops Wilder in the third after Wilder was doing enough to maybe secure that first and second round. And then Wilder turns it back, drops Fury 2 times, scoring a 10-7, has him badly hurt. I mean, I don't know. I thought Fury might be finished. Somehow, Fury gets up, recovers, goes back to the corner. I know there's going to be debate about a potential long count, but that's irregardless here. Somehow recovers, starts fighting again, and it's just warfare back and forth. But Fury, a lot of forward pressure, putting Wilder, his back up against the ropes at times, mixing in big body shots. Wilder would come back with damaging straights. He was really looking for powerful straights and huge left hooks, but the left hooks just tended to miss a little bit too far out a lot of the time. But the moments for this fight were just fantastic. Like, literally one of the best fights I've ever seen. We're going later on into the fight, more back and forth. Somehow Wilder is still up. It looks like he would have dropped dozens of times, but he somehow is taking Fury's best punches, and we're going late now, and we're going back and forth. Wilder gets absolutely annihilated with an overhand, put to sleep, dropped after absorbing an insane amount of damage. Now, he was fighting back, and he was giving it everything he had. This was honestly the best Wilder I've ever seen. Like, Deontay Wilder has insane heart. Dedication to improving is obviously there. I think that he still has a lot of potential to make another run for the title outside of Fury. I mean, I think he beats most, if not all, of the other heavyweights on the planet. For Tyson Fury, proves his greatness once again, and not without adversity. And this was truly the hardest test that Fury has ever had to go through. The hardest puncher in boxing, dropping you twice, you come back, win the fight. Absolutely amazing fight. I think better than the first by a good margin, and the first was good. The second was more dominant towards Fury. Back and forth brawl where both guys really, I think, made a point for their legacies. For Tyson Fury, where does he go? Where do we jump from here after beating a very live Deontay Wilder? I think you got to go for unification. I think that Usyk and Joshua are already activating the rematch clause, so that fight may be off the table for now, but as soon as we could possibly get it, I would like to see Tyson Fury unifying the belts with either Usyk or Joshua. We need to get a unification bout. We need to make this super fight. Matchup wise, I think he's way too big for Usyk. I think he's way too good for Anthony Joshua. I see Tyson Fury beating every man they put in front of him because Deontay Wilder is the true number 2. Deontay Wilder, I mean, what do we do with him? It's a devastating loss, and it genuinely really sucks for him to go out here and lose because, I mean, obviously he would want that fourth fight. If he would have won, there would have been a fourth fight between these two down the line, but now being 2-0-1 against Tyson Fury, likelihood of that definitely drops substantially. I know Wilder will want it, though, because he's got the heart of a lion, and he definitely could have a chance to win. I mean, fourth time may very well be a charm for Deontay Wilder, but the likelihood of seeing it is not all that likely. For Deontay Wilder to move forward, I feel like matchup-wise, maybe give him Andy Ruiz. Let's see that fight. That's a huge top contender fight. Winner's right back at the top. I think Wilder starches Ruiz in 3. I think you put Wilder in there against, a Dillian White. He's going to starch him. Might have some trouble, maybe with the name that's escaping me, but I know White's fighting him. Ooh. running into no internet here. But I do think that Deontay Wilder has the tools to still contend. You give him Anthony Joshua, I think Wilder sleeps Anthony Joshua. I think he runs him over. I think you give Wilder Usyk, Wilder knocks Usyk out. Otto Wallin, that's the name I was looking for. Otto Wallin would be a hard fight for Wilder because of that southpaw stance, but I still think Wilder sleeps. I'm telling you, Deontay Wilder is sleeping everybody outside of Fury. He dropped Fury twice. I don't know. If Deontay Wilder goes on a 3-fight win streak, Fury still at the top, I wouldn't be shocked if somehow these guys get a 4th fight made. It would do huge numbers. They put on, I think, the greatest heavyweight fight, at least of the past 20 years. Amazing stuff. Huge for boxing. I feel like boxing has really came back strong, and this fight just really put the staple in it. Yes, boxing is truly back, and they had some slower moments, but in Tyson Fury you have a superstar. In Deontay Wilder, I think you have a star as well. Both these guys, top of the top. Amazing work. Just amazing work. I mean, for Deontay Wilder, I'm thinking if they did a 4th fight, what could he really do to change the outcome at the end? He'd need to just land a touch of death punch. That's his means to victory. He needs to knock out Fury. It doesn't seem all that likely that they'll fight again, but if they do, don't count out Deontay Wilder. He'll still be there for Fury. As he said in the post-fight, never sleep on him because he comes back. Don't doubt Tyson Fury. Is he the greatest heavyweight of all time? Maybe. 6'9", light on his feet, can mix it up with the hands, very strong inside of the clinch. Tyson Fury is a freak of fighters. Amazing stuff, man. I can't say enough. Absolutely amazing. It was a great boxing night. Really enjoyed this main event. Guys, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. What a night. Have a great one, everybody. And I'll see you all in the next video.